Hi, welcome back. So, we're in the position and I need to move to the next one. And then we need to quickly get to that steam vent. Okay. Okay. And hopefully the steam is still where I need it to be, which means we can grab the ladder and just go straight down instead of going up to the chimney. Right. Okay, so okay, so this one being in that position is number 1. Okay, so if that is number 1, and it was in the ceiling, wasn't it? And it's the Tweety bird. Looking right. Okay, so that leaves us number 2 and the Riven symbol. Okay, so let's head out. This one. Now we just need to go to the other platform. Go through that room and hope that I've got these numbers right. I apologise, it's been taking a while to figure things out. Right. So I want to go to there. Once I'm there, I want to go up on that platform and through that dark passageway. Okay. Right, so we're in the wrong place. This one. Okay. Up we go. Yep. And we want number 2. Let's try not to get crushed. Okay, and then we have the button. Yes, was the button there? Or was it over here? It was over here. Okay. At least the hallway's still lit up. Right, so Tweety bird. The Riven-ish symbol. The duck. The frog, because that's the only thing I can think of that looks anywhere similar to what that's. I'm gonna double check. It's the only thing I can think of. Okay, so it's a tree-ish looking symbol. Is there any others that look anywhere near like that? Not that I can see, so it should be the tree next. The weird animal looking left. Which was very similar. Not that one. I think it's that one. It's this one. Oof. I'm glad that worked out. I would have been very, very concerned if it hadn't. Okay. Okay, what am I was assuming I needed to collect something here. Oh, okay. So what are you? I hope I haven't done something silly. Okay. Have a look in there in a second. There's a doorway.
Palo! Palo! Yo olay! Yo olay!
Hey, that's just mean. We're going to the tree. Or the mushroom. Or whatever you want to call it. A warm welcome. Arrival on Tay. Okay. Okay.
Ai now the saya palo. Yapa ai manai yelepo. Mio tisai.
Okay.
Begaretere wira pe yelo kene falapo. Tisai. Why te fulupe?
Okay, you're giving me the books.
Now Katerine ne. Wisi fa polo ya sepe yai.
Okay. What are you? I write quickly from my prison. Along with this journal, I've entrusted Nala to return the book that the Morite intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Artius for a very specific purpose. Gil will wish to use it, though he will undoubtedly be suspicious. Once he is out of the way, you'll still need the combination to release me. I am told he keeps it somewhere in his outpost on 233. Then I assume we're to signal Artius. I think I know how it might be done, but don't attempt it before I'm released, Catherine. It's been 1 week since I linked for Riven and still feeling the change. Even before my eyes could only adjust, the smell of my homeland embraced me. The sweet salt air was instantly familiar, but the scene was soon was not. As I stood there, struggling to make sense of what I was seeing, a violent change surrounded and appeared before me. It was then that I must have been darted, for my memory after is cloudy. A Rivenese man, shabbily dressed in minimalistic attire, was shouting something at me. He seemed to be attempting to speak Dini, but his grasp of the language was so poor that I could not make out his words, and then the world went dark. Many voices passed until I awoke to a familiar face. Itty, after all the time, she's still as womankind as ever, and yet the years have clearly wounded her, as they wounded everyone whose world became a prison when Guinea was trapped here. Everything is tinged with pain and loss. Even Etis' bright smile, though she does her best to hide it. A desperate urgency squelched by untethered fears sees beneath her cordial veneer. When Attius and I left Guinea here all those years ago, I was haunted by visions of what had become of my people and how they might have come to suffer under his rule. But the injustice I imagined were nothing compared to the atrocities that have been actually come to pass. Following this is a chronicle of what I have learnt, and a record of all that has happened, should I no longer be here to tell it. The moiety, it seems, the confrontation that led to Glennie's entanglement on Riven was witnessed by some of the Rivenese, but their interpretations of the event were skewed, no doubt due to Glennie's over-inflated view of himself. Artemis and I had hoped that stripping him of his ability to link to other worlds might lead people to conclude that his claim of godhood were false, but it appeared the opposite has come to pass. If Gini was a god and we had vanquished him, then we must be greater gods. It was thus assumed that my absence was only temporary and that I would surely return one day to set the world aright again. Thus the moiety, the name they adopted after Glennie's disparaging use of the term, were born, sworn enemies of Guinea and devotees of me. I had no inkling of this misconception about myself until 2 days ago, though in hindsight it makes perfect sense given the way I've been treated. For their part, they've naturally assumed an omniscient deity might be well aware of their own divine status, so there was no need to inform me. I only finally pieced it together during a recent underground gathering where they recanted their version of the story of my life, and something take that culminated in confrontation between Artemis himself and Gani at the edge of the fissure. The events had been exaggerated to such grandiose proportions that I find it hard at times to suppress my laughter, and yet this myth has also given them the courage to stand against Gani, and the hope they might someday be delivered from their relentless inhumanities of his authoritarian rule. Even so, the fact that I am the one who has been cast as their saviour, an omnipotent being who would one day return to Riven, overthrow Gani and lead them to a new paradise, is deeply unsettling. I would do anything to free my people from this hellishness existence, but I am not who they think I am. How, though, can I dissuade them from this notion without also crushing their hopes? As Gani powered, so did the Morty, and in order to evade his persecution, for he would wipe them all out in an instant if he could, they had to become more and more adept at concealing themselves. They made use of a network of caverns that so far he has failed to discover, but I fear it's only a matter of time before they're found out. Three balls must be lit. Secret passage to the rebel linking room. Okay, let's take a shot at that. Further jeopardising their existence is the fact that the Morata absolutely refused to sever this tie with those who have sided with Gin. The two fractions thus live together in surprising harmony. Their overreaching sense of culture unity appearing to outweigh the schisms, at least for more. I heard today that Father and Inhart were individuals into Ganani's labour force. I so longed to see them, but a dimness surrounded Etty's face so absolutely when I asked of them that it left me hesitant to press the matter further. I must know the truth eventually, but I fear the news will not be good. From the moment of those inception, the moiety have sought to disrupt Gaines' plans at every turn, sabotage the construction, steal from his precious stockpiles, and keeping an even watchful eye on his every move. They shroud themselves with dark covering They shroud themselves with dark coverings and delight in the fact that their enemies are often frightened by their wrath-like appearance and their almost perpetual ability to wreak havoc without detection or consequence. Apologies. It's a long book. It was in the course of one of their forays that I was fortuitously rescued when I first linked to Riven. I shudder to think what might have become of me had that scout not been there to intervene. Game would certainly be hunting for me now, no doubt. Furious at his guardian's failure to detain me, he must be even angrier, though at the loss of the linking book he surely assumes I brought with me. That I was deceived into linking into Riven without a way back is a little better yet fortunate fact, for it may well have meant the death of us all, had a path back to Denis fallen into his destructive hands when he finally discovered that I came here empty-handed. He'll be angrier still. That's some consolation at least. I have glimpsed the final breath of a dying age. A tiny blade cuts the void. The white hole divides. Again and again, dipped in black. The nib dips red. The art of genocide. Today I ventured above ground to see for myself what has become of the island. I hoped it wouldn't be as bad as the Moita had reported. It was worse. Having lived with it for so long, the Rivenese had become inert to the steady decay around them. But I was devastated. As we wound our way through the underbrush, I found myself once again breathing in my youth. The ocean in transported me back in a matter of seconds, but as my eyes again took hold of the warmth of those memories, the warmth of those memories vanished, and I was left with nothing but numbness. We had reached a bluff that had not been there the last time I visited my home. Riven, which was once one island, had split into 5 distinct pieces that have since drifted apart at an astonishing rate. 4 of these have been claimed by Denis and his exclusive domain. Only those who have sworn their loyalty to him are ever allowed access to them. From my vantage point on the edge of the trees, I could see 3 of them, more blighted with Denis' constructions. These islands are closely guarded and pose great personal risk to the Moiti, though they haven't kept them from doing whatever they can to thwart Gaian's endeavours there. The 4th island I could not see, as it has crept away to some distance and now lies concealed by fog. The Moiti said that Gaian originally governed from his small island, living and working in a protected space he built for himself atop the stump that remains where the great tree used to stand. The only surviving forest is located here on the largest island, where the village also remains. This island was ostensibly intended to be the province of the people, but it too has been irrevocably marred by Gaian's oppressive intrusions. Wonderful. Okay. This is going to tell me all about the island, isn't it? It's a very long... spending most of his time on 233 lately, so the damage is less, but getting into his lab will still be difficult coming collapse. Okay. So there's a book. There's a code. Okay. So we... Are you going to open, or are you just... No, you're going to let me pick you up. I don't want to read it. But how do I get out? Okay. Okay. Right, upwards. Maybe I try downwards. Oh, you're locked. How about you? Can't go that way. So I have to go this way. Can't go that way. Looks like you're a dead end because you're stood there. Okay, so there's a downward spiral here. You're not going to let me go that way. Okay, let's go down again. So somehow I've still got to rescue Catherine. Okay, so that's the book back to that room. I hope. And we'll leave the other book where it is in my pouch. Okay. Right, so we went that way. So how do we rescue Catherine? I guess we go speak to her? Wrong way. We need to go up this way. We want to go down. Right, so let's go back to you. Let's turn you around. And then push you forward. So what we need to do now, I think, is go back to the prison. Figure out how we get Catherine out. Or so I'm assuming anyway. And the... But we'll do that in the next one. I will see you all then. Take care and have fun. Bye now.